Hello, welcome to CLSB Politics. So, we're talking about Wisconsin as a swing state, the land of cheese and beer, two of my favorite things. So, I got some polling from the state. We're looking at September 11th through 12th. Harris has a 2 point advantage. Sample size is 800, which isn't great. It's the largest one I could find. That's most recent. Then we've got another poll that is August 28th to the 5th of September, so it's a little older, and it's got Harris up by 5. Now, and it's done by Marquette University Law School. Now, both of these are likely voters. That is to say that you probably have to have a voter history of some kind in order to make this poll. So, all of the Swifties and all of the women who've registered to vote in the last 18 months are not going to be polled here. Just like to point that out. That's why these likely voter polls, I don't think are going to be as accurate as the registered voter polls. So, moving on. Okay, the demographics of Wisconsin. So, it's kind of interesting. It really actually looks a lot like Florida's demographics. You have a large boomer population, and then everything else, I mean, there's just the millennial bump is barely even noticeable. It's that 20 to 30 right there. It's almost, non-existent. You can see where X Gen is. We're right around 50, and there's a gap there. That's Gen X. That's me. So not the best demographics for a state to go blue because our voters tend to be younger, but there is a long history of progressive politics and policies in the state. So it's definitely in there. But you want to compare it to the way the U.S. demography looks, you can see that there's this big giant bump where the millennials are. Well, Wisconsin literally doesn't have that. So what we're going to see in Wisconsin actually is a significant downturn in population over the next 20, 30 years. It's going to be kind of interesting. The average age of Wisconsin, this is the average age of everyone in Wisconsin, is 39.9, which means it's technically older than the United States, which is 38.5, but really close. So, what does the state look like as far as the racial breakdown and kind of housing and things of that nature? Well, as you can see, the population's leveling off a bit. It's a little over 5 million. We've got the racial breakdown is mostly white, 80%, in fact, and then a bunch of other stuff. That is anyone who's been to Wisconsin, this absolutely backs up. And the housing is what the housing is. They've got about 1 in 10 that's vacant, which is interesting. And that talks a lot more about that demography. As the population shrinks, you're going to have housing open up. Population density. So really, there's two different states here. Much like a lot of other Midwestern states like Texas, there's East Texas and then there's West Texas. Everyone lives in East Texas. So it's kind of the same here. The northern part of Wisconsin is very rural, obviously. There are some population densities, but most of it, the vast majority of it's in the east and in the south. So when you're doing field programs, you look for the dark blue dots, and that's really where you want to concentrate your field program. And I know that they're doing a lot of field programs right now in Wisconsin. A lot of different orgs are doing it. A lot of unions are doing it. So they're hitting all the doors. I mean, quite honestly, compared to like 38 million, which is, in Texas versus just under 6 million, which is Wisconsin, it's a very different dynamic. So it's not an exaggeration to say that to run campaigns in Wisconsin is like 1/5 the price it would cost to run in Texas. So that's the way it is. So this is my prediction for the election, based on the information I've gathered thus far. Taking a harder look at Montana right now, but I think because of the fact that there's choice on a bunch of different ballots, I think that this is probably the Democrats will get around 335, and the Republicans will be around 203. And I haven't seen anything to change my mind on that, but as I continue this process, as we get closer to November, these maps will change. So, hey, make sure you register to vote. So these are all of the dates for voter registration. It's all happening here very quickly. So everyone needs to get, October is a big voter registration month because everyone's got to be registered. So if you see your state here, go to your county elections office website, go to your state secretary's website. All the information you're going to need is going to be from there. In fact, that's usually where I go. So thank you for watching. If you'd like to support this channel, we have a PayPal, CLSB Politics. Check your voter status, like and subscribe. I'm almost at 4,000 subscribers, so it's been amazing how quickly that's happened for this channel. And I really appreciate everyone taking time and watching and learning more about different states and the different dynamics that are going on. All right, everyone have a good day.